Welcome students. Vision plays such an important role in a child's early development. Identification of vision impairment in young children is important. It is therefore essential to identify children with vision impairment as early as possible so that appropriate assessment and intervention can be initiated. In this unit, you will learn about what is functional assessment of vision and about the various tools of assessment of functional vision. The functional vision assessment is a pivotal assessment for children who have low vision. It is an assessment of how a child uses the vision he or she has in everyday life. So, it is usually not done with children who are totally blind or have light perception only. Tools of functional assessment of vision and skills. A functional vision assessment will investigate how a child uses his vision for near tasks closer than 16 inches, intermediate tasks, that is 16 inches to 3 feet, distance tasks more than 3 feet away. This assessment is conducted by the teacher of students with visual impairment or sometimes an orientation and mobility specialist who uses a combination of formal tests and informal measures depending on the child's age. He or she will review the child's records, spend time observing the child as he goes through his day and may interview the parent, the child and the regular classroom teacher. Functional skills inventory for the blind. Here, functional skills inventory for the blind is a test developed by educationists Sujata Ban and Smriti Swarup in 2008 to assess the performance of the educably blind children in functional skills included in the expanded curriculum considered to be important for the holistic development of a child. The skills that the child needs to develop can be taught and practiced by him at school and then transferred to the home environment for making the child a competent, independent human being. In order to help the child develop optimally in all areas of development, it is important to assess the child thoroughly and determine the strengths and weakness in various skill areas. This would help the teacher plan a customized training program for a child. FSIB, a criterion reference tool, has been developed to assess the functional skills of blind children in the age group of 6 to 17 years. It does not produce a number or quotient, but shows what a student can or cannot at a given time. It measures a child's own progress within himself or herself. Part 1 of FSIB allows gathering general information about each child's age, sex, birth order, onset of blindness and eye condition. Demographic information like type of family, education of parents and occupation of parents, number of dependents in the family and early family income is also collected in Part 1 of FSIB. Part 2 of FSIB covers 12 developmental areas. It has 2 sections for each area, one for 6 to 10 year age group and the other for 11 to 17 year age group. Each area contains functional skills which are graded in terms of complexity. The skill inventory consists of 134 behavioral statements which are observable and measurable. There are a total of 67 items in each age group. All items are stated as positive statements which are either response oriented or performance oriented. Depending on the chronological age of the child, the assessment is conducted using items in age group 1 or age group 2. The 12 developmental areas covered in FSIB are: first one is gross motor development, fine motor development, spatial awareness, sensory awareness, environmental awareness, temporal awareness, cognitive skills, language skills, compensatory academic skills, daily living skills and orientation and mobility skills. Next we are moving on to low vision assessment by Jill Kiffey. According to Jill Kiffey, it is important to assess how low vision affects a person's ability to join in everyday activities. Even with same amount of vision, people may vary in their ability to perform different tasks depending on their eye condition, their learning experiences and their environment. Functional vision is the use of vision for particular purposes. Functional vision skills are acquired to carry out everyday activities. The differences in how people use vision are usually not related to the measure of distant visual acuity or near vision. A person may have very poor vision, not good enough for detailed work such as carving or reading, but may be able to see and avoid objects to move around safely. Functional vision can be improved with training. Many people can learn to make better use of their low vision and can function efficiently with only small amounts of visual information. The assessment procedure and training activities have been written by Jill Kiffey so that they are suitable for use in developing countries. Instructions are given so that easily found objects can be used. Assessment is in two parts. First is the observation of effects of low vision. Second part is assessment of visual skills uses for functional vision. The results give an understanding of the effects of low vision for each person and how vision is used. The results show the importance of distance, size, contrast and light for each person. The results from assessment shows how vision is being used and which skills have been learnt. The skills that need to be trained can be identified in order to plan a training program. Information from the assessment should be discussed with the persons with low vision, his family and teachers. The next tool is LIA test. The LIA vision test system is a series of pediatric vision tests designed specifically for children who do not know how to read the letters of the alphabet that are typically used in eye charts. There are numerous variants of the LIA test which can be used to assess the visual capabilities of near vision and distance vision, as well as several other aspects of occupational health such as contrast sensitivity, visual field, color vision, visual adaptation, motion perception and ocular function and accommodation. The unique design of the LIA tests and their special optotypes allows for pediatric low vision to be diagnosed in children at much younger ages than standard vision tests allow. This is especially important in young children who possess other physical disabilities or mental disabilities and are entitled to receive early special educational benefits. More than half of children who suffer from low vision also have other impairments or disabilities. Most of the LIA tests can also be used on children with significant brain damage and serve as one of the few methods that can accurately assess visual acuity in their situations. The LIA vision test system is used for this assessment of many aspects of vision and communication deficiencies in both children and adults. They include, first one is LIA symbols test. The oldest and most basic form of LIA test is simply referred to as the LIA symbols test. This test consists of 4 optotypes, that is test symbols, the outlines of an apple, a pentagon, a square and a circle. Because these 4 symbols can be named and easily identified as everyday concrete objects, they can be recognized at an early age than abstract letters or numbers can be. This enables preschool children to be tested for visual acuity long before they become familiar with the letters and numbers used in other standard vision charts. The next one is LIA numbers test. The LIA numbers test was the second of the LIA tests that was developed and can be used to test the visual acuity of older children and even adults. This test has a layout similar to a typical Snellen chart with lines of numbers decreasing in size towards the bottom of the page. The next one is LIA grating acuity test. This test allows for the assessment of grating acuity, especially in children who possess severe or multiple visual deficiencies. The LIA grating test has also been shown to be successful in vision testing of children with brain damage and is the only test that can reveal their limited capacity for the processing of large numbers of parallel lines. The next tool is LIA contrast sensitivity test. Visual information that is presented in low contrast settings is very important to the process of visual communication. It is especially vital to assess a child's contrast sensitivity at a young age in order to determine the distance and accuracy with the child can distinguish facial features. A very popular test designed specifically for this reason is Hiding Hidi low contrast face pictures test. This test uses a series of cards depicting cartoon faces of different contrast levels. The contrast sensitivity assessment obtained from this test is very important in educational settings because children with contrast deficiencies have extreme difficulty receiving visual cues from body language or facial expressions and often cannot read the blackboard or projector. The next tool is portfolio assessment. Children with visual impairment need to showcase their strengths and abilities. Their capabilities are no less by any means provided they get the right opportunities for growth and development. Teachers have been making a move from traditional tests to alternate forms of assessment. Teacher observation, projects, essays and other more creative ways for evaluating students' achievement have gained a larger following within the classroom. A student portfolio is a systematic collection of student work and related material that depicts a student's activities, accomplishment and achievements in one or more school subjects. The goal is to help students assemble portfolios that illustrate their talents, represent their writing capabilities and tell their stories of school achievement. The collection should include evidence of student reflection and self-evaluation, guidelines for selecting the portfolio contents and criteria for judging the quality of the work. Student involvement is very important in the portfolio process. It is vital that students also understand the purpose of the portfolio, how it will be used to evaluate their work and how grades for it will be determined. Students are given a checklist or what is expected in the portfolio before they begin submitting the work. Allow the students a choice of what is placed in their portfolios. Students should reflect about the work included in the portfolio. What are their thoughts and feelings about each piece? Does it represent their best work? Why did a student choose a particular piece? What was his or her thought process in determining which piece is to submit? Those kinds of questions force students to actively think about their work and the portfolio as a whole. Reflection provides further meaning to the assessment. The next one is steps in portfolio assessment. Set a goal or purpose for a portfolio. The goal should be tied to how you plan to use the portfolio. Answer the following questions to help you set the goal. The first one is, do you want to see student improvement over the long term or a mastery of specific set of skills? The next one is it important to see the scope of student learning over time or do you want to collect samples of student work to pass along to the next teacher? The third one is, are you looking for a concrete way to show parents the amount of work completed and their child's improvement over time? The next one is, the teacher and the student need to clearly identify portfolio contents which are samples of student work, reflections, teacher observations and conference records depending on the goal of the portfolio. Although many portfolio reflects long-term projects completed over the course of a semester or year, it does not have to be that way. Students can create portfolios of their work for a particular unit. That portfolio might count as a project for that particular topic of the study. Determine how you will grade the portfolios. If your purpose to mastery to collect work samples to pass along to another teacher or parent, there is no need to actually grade the portfolios. If, however, you are looking for an overall mastery of skills, you will want to grade the work collected. The most efficient way to grade a portfolio is through a rating scale. If you are looking for specific skills, you might begin with a checklist. The checklist will ensure that all necessary pieces are included. Is the work completed correctly, that is mechanics, completely, that is information, and comprehensively, that is depth. Each area is marked on a scale of 1 to 4. 1 is not at all, 2 is somewhat, 3 is mostly and 4 is entirely. The teacher needs a plan for holding portfolio conferences, which are formal and informal meetings in which students review their work and discuss their progress, because they encourage reflective teaching and learning. These conferences are an essential part of portfolio assessment process. The next one is advantages of portfolio assessment. It promotes students' self-evaluation, reflection and critical thinking. It measures performance based on genuine samples of student work. It provides flexibility in measuring how students accomplish their learning goals. It enables teachers and students to share the responsibility for setting learning goals and for evaluating progress towards meeting those goals. It gives students the opportunity to have extensive input into the learning process. It facilitates cooperative learning activities including peer evaluation and tutoring, cooperative learning groups and peer conferencing. It provides a process for structuring learning in stages. It provides opportunities for students and teachers to discuss learning goals, and the progress towards those goals is structured and unstructured conferences. It enables measurement of multiple dimensions of student progress by including different types of data and materials. The portfolio assessment is very valuable and meaningful evaluation tool that effectively assess student learning.